we can choose to make excuses. We can choose to have reasons why we're not somewhere else, why we're, not financially free, why we don't have properties, why we don't have passive income, whatever it may be. We can choose to focus on those reasons why we don't, or we can get the results of actually doing the work and getting the passive income or time with family or whatever is important to you in your life at this chapter.
Welcome to another episode of The Financially Free Investor, where you will learn information and strategies on how to become financially independent by investing in real estate, something that is not taught openly in our society today. Financial freedom matters so you can live a bigger life, retire early, and do what matters most to you. Get ready to hear tried and true methods to becoming financially free with your host, Jordy Clark.
Hey everyone, welcome into another episode of the Financially Free Investor podcast. So today is going to be kind of short and sweet, but it's a message that's been kind of bouncing around in my head lately. The fact is, you can either have reasons or you can have results. So what do I mean by that? Well, in life, we can't do everything. I believe that you can do anything, but we can't do everything, right? So a lot of the times we get going on this path that we're on in life, whether it's with family or financial freedom or work or just whatever it may be, and we get just so much going on and we don't realize that we maybe get ourselves overloaded, get too much going on, and it kind of have to re-correct the ship, if you will. For me specifically, the last probably month, I've just been reanalyzing not only where I spend my time, but where we spend our money. And we've trimmed a lot of our business expenses due to that. We've made some geographic changes due to that. Because I believe that with the recession coming up, there's probably going to be a little bit of a pullback in a lot of areas. So, I'd rather be prudent and be ready for it. And if I'm wrong, then I just have extra cash. Hey everyone, just a quick minute. This episode is brought to you by our show sponsor, EVA Solutions. EVA Solutions is a virtual staffing company that provides a hassle-free experience when it comes to finding the right virtual assistant. From sourcing, interviewing, qualifying, onboarding, to monitoring your VA, they have it all covered. They understand that your business is unique, and so are your virtual assistant needs. That's why they offer high-quality virtual assistants that are customized to fit your specific requirements and needs. They have a team of experienced and professional virtual assistants who are experts in a variety of skills in different industries, including customer service, administrative support, data entry, property management, social media management, and the list goes on. If you sign up using the link, you'll get a $200 off for full-time VA service for the first 6 months. So go to show notes, click on the link, and EVA Solutions has your back. If you're looking for a VA, if you're looking for an assistant, they will knock it out of the park for you because they do it for me and my businesses. Probably asking yourself, Jordy, you're rambling, and yeah, it's true, I am. What's this got to do with you can either have reasons or results? We can choose to make excuses. We can choose to have reasons why we're not somewhere else, why we're not financially free, why we don't have properties, why we don't have passive income, whatever it may be. We can choose to focus on those reasons why we don't, or we can get the results of actually doing the work and getting the passive income or time with family or whatever is important to you in your life at this chapter. So, and we can focus and a lot of times just distract ourselves on the reasons that we tell ourselves, well, I don't have this because blah, 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 right? So like here's a great example. As my day job, I'm a realtor, right? I run a real estate sales team. Yes, we invest in real estate. We do a bunch of other stuff. But primarily, I've been a realtor for the last 8-9 years. Well, I recently had an opportunity to receive some feedback on how I sell. And I was reading through this report and I was like, man, this is like, I think this lady wasn't giving me like a fair shot. Like, some of this stuff is this, that, and the other. And I could have, and so for a while I did get stuck in the, well, it was this, you know, she just didn't like my sales technique, or she didn't like, you know, how passive I was in selling, because I'm not like a hard pressing salesperson. And so I'm reading through this report and there's just all these different categories of, you know, did I say this? Did I say that? How did I approach this? How did I, you know, overcome that? And frankly, I didn't do well on the report, which was a little disheartening. And I immediately maybe got defensive and started making up all these reasons why she was giving me poor whatever. It was the day. It was, there's a million reasons, and we all do this with a lot of stuff in our life. And yeah, I didn't sleep well that night after reading through the report and kind of justifying myself. But, you know, I woke up this morning and I was thinking about it, and, you know, there's probably a lot of area that I could improve there and get better results. So, you know, this podcast episode was meant to be really short. And I'm going to challenge you guys to do the same thing. You know, if you're not, you know, finances is easy because there's just numbers, right? There's a lot of other stuff like time with family, time with kids, you know, time off of a screen, whatever it may be. You know, take an audit of your life and where you're at and what brings you joy and happiness versus what doesn't, and see where you're at and see where the gap is from where you want to be. And this is not meant to be a quick exercise, by the way. I do it once a year. Usually it's at the end of the year. Just due to some scheduling stuff that we have, it's probably going to be a little bit sooner than that for me this year. But as we go into 2023, you know, the interesting thing is the more I kind of sit back and just let it be, and I go, okay, well, this is just a bunch of data, and I don't get emotional about whatever it may be. And I go, okay, well, how can I improve? How can I get the results I want? And usually there's a change in action that has to happen. We've got to save more money. We have to spend less money. We have to invest more money. We have to figure out a way to, you know, go from making $65,000 a year to $600,000 a year. And you may say, well, that's just not possible. Well, I know a lot of people who have done it, and they focus on the results rather than the reasons why that's not possible, right? So, and you know, to that point, there's just so much in life that as we focus on it, it can get better or worse. And a lot of times the problem is the story that we tell ourselves. So with that being said, I wanted this to just be super quick. I'm actually on a trip with my family. We're headed to a national park, and I'm sitting on a rock in the shade looking at just a beautiful landscape as I'm talking to myself. And, you know, maybe somebody's listening to this podcast out there, but, you know, we can either have reasons or results. And, you know, I guess I made a commitment this week to, rather than give myself a bunch of reasons why X, Y, and Z did or didn't happen, just to focus on the results and how the actions I can control to get the results that I want. So with that being said, guys, I'm signing off. Have a great one. Thank you for joining me for another episode of The Financially Free Investor. If you found value in this episode or know someone who would find value in this information, please share with them, subscribe, and send us a review.